Hello and welcome back. In the last session, we were talking about the objectives of environmental scanning. So let's continue our discussion on the objectives. We have already discussed two objectives so far. So let's see what are these two objectives which we have already gone through in the last session. In the last session, we have gone through two objectives. The first one is identification of SWOT, and the second one, explore and exploit business opportunities. So these are the two reasons as to why you need to do an extensive environmental scanning. But also let's figure out what are some of the reasons as to why environmental scanning is necessary for business organization. The third reason as to why environmental scanning is a prerequisite is because to respond to the new demands and trends in terms of customer needs, as you are aware that customer needs, want, demands are constantly changing. And in order to cater to these evolving trends becomes an important prerequisite to understand what are the new requirements, right? Because you as a organization cannot continue to make the same products what you are doing or what you were doing for a very long period of time. All of a sudden there may be a situation that customer may no longer need that product, and the reason why customer may no longer need that product is because there is a new development that has taken place, right? A new concept has emerged in the market, a new need has arisen, or the lifestyle of customer has changed. As a result of this, it's very important that you as a business, you need to constantly keep monitoring what are the new demand and what are the new trends, right? Because our lifestyle is constantly evolving. A product which we thought we no longer needed couple of decades back, that product might all of a sudden become a part of our life, right? So therefore our needs are not constant. There was a time when people used to have a lot of aerated cool drinks or soft drinks, right? When uh, I was a college going student, I remember carbonated beverages was one of my favorites, right? But now things have changed. People are becoming more health conscious, people are becoming more diet conscious because of poor lifestyle. On account of poor food habits, people are developing diseases, complications at a very early stage. As a result of this, people these days are more conscious about their health. So as a soft drink maker, as Pepsi and Coke, should I continue to make carbonated beverages? Should I continue to make aerated drinks? The answer is no. I need to understand what is the new requirement. What does the customer needs now? Because customer are backing out or running away from aerated drinks. Customer needs more soft drinks. Customer need a drink, a beverage which is healthy in terms of their diet requirements, right? And which can also give them the refreshing taste, the kind of energy what they are looking for from a beverage. So most of these brands are now responding to this need, right? And now we have seen of late more and more new startups coming up with health conscious beverages. I'm sure you would have heard of a product or a brand called Raw, which promises to make totally healthy and uh, pesticide, chemical free, all hazardful chemicals free drink, right? Which something people have responded well. So like this, there are many other startups who are coming up with health conscious drinks, which are coming up with drinks that cater to this particular concept. So therefore, as a business, it is very essential that you need to cater to the evolving needs of consumers. You can't become complicit. The reason why customer wants and needs changes is purely on account of internal factors and also external factors. So internal factors and external factors combined together, your needs and lifestyle gets impacted. Some of the reason why our lifestyle is getting impacted is because of culture, because of religion, because of globalization, because of technological advancements. All these factors are making our lifestyle modifications, and these modifications force us to change what we eat, what we drink, what we wear, the way we lead our life. So it is very important that marketers do respond to these changes. Otherwise, as a marketer, as a company, you will become obsolete, you will become outdated. And that's the beauty of environmental scanning. Environmental scanning provides you all the input on the developments that are taking place in terms of evolving customer needs, right? So therefore, in order to respond to the new needs and demands, you need to do environmental scanning. The fourth point here is to grow and to stay alive in the competition, right? So in order to respond to your competitors, you need to understand what your competitors are doing, what is that they are doing differently, and you should be in a position to respond to them. Right? So environmental analysis is essential for a business to be vigilant in order to respond to the changes in environmental factors, and failing to do so will make it fade and fail. So by continuously monitoring and responding to the environmental changes, a business can face any challenge, threats, problems with confidence, and also ensure maximum advantage of business opportunities are reaped. So analysis of business environmental also helps business organization to grow. Growth opportunities can come from changes in technology, changes in government policies, policy related to industry, changes in social pattern, demographic patterns, lifestyle. So therefore, by doing environmental analysis, you as an organization, you're in a position to grow. You're in a position to stay alive in the competition, because competition is something that keeps any organization on its toes, and it makes life difficult of any business organization. And that's the reason why you see in any particular industry, rivalry makes it extremely challenging for survival. And as a business organization, you should constantly think what your competitors are doing and how can you do better things than what they're doing. How can you outsmart your competitors? So therefore, gathering insights about your competitors, about the business environment, will help you to stay ahead, stay alive in the competition. Point number 5, ensure effective utilization of resources. So you need to understand first what resources are. For a business organization, its resources are its assets. So how you can utilize your assets, how you can leverage your existing resources and create maximum revenue for your organization. See, revenue need not always be increased by investing further funds. In order to earn extra profit, in order to earn additional revenue, you don't have to undertake a capital expenditure, right? Let me give you a very basic example. Let's say you own an educational institution and you are looking to further increase your revenue. In order to do so, need not necessary that you have to start another educational institution to develop your revenue, right? In most of the cases, organizations do this, but smart organizations, they try to make best of their existing resources itself, right? So you need to think how you can use your existing resources itself to create additional revenue. Not necessarily you have to invest every time to earn more and more, right? So therefore, how will you leverage your resources, and what are those resources which you can leverage? One of the biggest resource for any business is its assets, and assets can be both tangible and intangible. Brand name is one of the biggest asset. So if you have a strong brand name, it will keep your competitors, right? It will keep the competition away. Forget about existing competitors. It will avoid additional competitors to get into your business because you're already well established. Just imagine your Colgate, right? And another small brand is thinking to start toothpaste business. So presence of a big brand like Colgate itself can become a barrier for new entrants to enter into this segment. So strong brand name can be one of your biggest resource. So as an organization, you should also focus on building a strong brand. So strong brand can help you in fighting the competition, right? And another point which I would definitely like to make here is with reference to one of the leading super sports car manufacturers in the world, and that is Ferrari. You'd be surprised to know a lot of revenue of Ferrari does not comes from manufacturing cars, but it actually comes from brand licensing. Ferrari brand name is so strong that the brand name itself is enough for Ferrari to create a lot of revenue. And that is what Ferrari does. Ferrari has brand licensing agreements in which it allows other companies to use its brand names in return for a revenue, in return for a royalty, right? You go to a Puma store, you'll be able to buy their Ferrari merchandise. You go to a Puma store, you can buy Ferrari t-shirt, Ferrari jeans, Ferrari shoes, right? Ferrari merchandise is available in Puma store. So Puma is selling Ferrari brands, right? So technically, Ferrari is making more money every year by doing nothing. By just leveraging its brand name, by utilizing its brand name, Ferrari is able to generate revenue. And that is what you mean by utilization of resources. Utilization of resources means how well you can use your existing assets to generate more revenue and to grow your business. So if you understand your resources well, if you understand your strengths well, you can leverage them. And understanding comes from environmental scanning. Point number 6, to build brand reputation. So environmental scanning will also help you in understanding what is the brand perception, what people think about your brand and what people think about your competitors' brand. What is their perception in the mind, right? So a lot of time our perception is the basis of choosing a particular product. Most of us perceive Apple as a superior brand, Apple as an expensive brand, right? Apple stands for high social status, right? But what if Apple starts making mid-range or cheaper phones? The brand name will dilute, the brand name will fall, right? So therefore, Apple is very clever. It wants to make only expensive phones, or in other words, whatever phones it makes, it is expensive because Apple brand is always associated with high class, right? Higher social status. So therefore, you need to do this careful assessment, what your competitor's brand represents, what your brand represents, and how you want your customers to perceive your brand as. So a brand is not just a logo, it signifies a value that conveys an identity and a promise. If I ask you, what does brand Tata represents? So I'm sure you'd definitely say that Tata is a brand that represents trust, that represents ethics, right? So that is what people always, when there's a comparison between Ambani and Tata's, people respect and revere Tata's because Tata has always stood for its values, culture, and beliefs. So creating such brand requires you to understand your competitor's position also, and you need to also create this perception in the minds of the people by delivering what you have promised and beyond that. Brand name is not just created overnight, it takes a lot of efforts, right? It's all about delivering promises what you have made to customer, and if you do so, you can easily uh, build a strong brand. A strong brand is a value added aspect of products for many consumers. Customers are always ready to buy a product even at a premium price because of the associated brand name, right? So brand name also plays an instrumental role. And the last point is environmental scanning helps you to be proactive, right? In business, you should not be reactive, you should be proactive. Reactive means after you encounter a situation, responding to it, which is not good. Rather, before the situation come itself, you're ready. That is called proactive, right? So if you have right information, if you have the right data, you will become aware that this is what will be the future and you will prepare for it. But lack of data, lack of information, lack of insights will make you complacent and you will not be ready for the future, right? So that should not be the case. So you should, as a business organization, should always be proactive, and you should have that foresight and vision as to what the business will be in the future, right? What are the products of the future? And you should make those products available now itself, right? Only then you'll be able to prove that you're better than your competitors. So these are some of the objectives of environmental scanning. So with this, we will end our session. I'll see you in the next session very soon. Goodbye. Take care.